Alright, so we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with another build video. Today we're gonna be doing the best guard builds in NBA 2K26. Now, with that being said, I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I want to just leave the best guard, the best lock, the best big in for just the best build video, because I'm gonna do that as well, where it's just gonna be taking the one build from each of those three and just have it in there. I feel like that would make sense, but I'm probably just gonna give y'all all of these in each video so y'all can kind of pick, and then whatever I feel is my favorite, I'll put in that. That's probably what I'll do. But yeah, if y'all do want more videos like this, make sure to like the video. Hopefully you like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you hype the video. That does a lot. All that good stuff out the way though. Let's hop into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop straight into it. Now, we're going to be starting this joint from scratch. Young MM, hand and number. You can change these, by the way, whenever. So this don't even really matter no more. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and put a number. Because again, you can change these whenever. But we're going to make it a point guard. I told y'all, this is going to be a small guard. Now, I told y'all when I was doing them guard builds that I may not go but any lower but 6'3". But I lied. Now, like I said, I was flooding. I was trying to get videos out for y'all boys. But there was one height I was going to check that I didn't think was going to be too crazy, because it seemed like the contestants was going to be crazy. And I was right. But this vid had to be made. This build is too crazy. 6'1". 6'1" is the height. Wingspan 6'2". You can see the max potential. And then we did go up in weight. Yes, we went up in weight. And we went 6'1", 215, 6'2". Now you may be like, bro, I'm not gonna sacrifice nothing for height. I'm not gonna sacrifice nothing for strength. The only sacrifice, in my opinion, you're gonna be making on this build is your height. You're gonna get everything that you possibly want on your guard on this build. Let's get into it. Now, when it comes to the build, I'm gonna actually show y'all the cap breakers that you can get on this build as well. So just keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and get into it. You already know what the first thing we're going to be raising. We're going to be raising the 3-ball. Now, with the 3-ball, we're going to go 94. 94, you go +5 with cap breakers. What are you going to do to have 99? Now, I'm going to be honest. With the 6'5" I gave y'all, I had put like 88 driving dunk on it so I can go +5. I only had to go +2 cap breakers on it to get it to 93. This game is crazy. The cap breakers that you can do. I'm going to drop a big man build video. That's probably going to be the next one I give y'all. That is the best big man build in the game with cap breakers. You get everything. I literally made it to perfectly get everything with the cap breakers. But stay on topic. 94 3-ball, you're going to be able to use cap breakers, get that to 99. Now, you may not want to play 5v5. It don't really matter, brother. You're going to have a 98 free throw, regardless. Because, like I said, you can get everything on this build. Now, the only thing that may be an issue for some people, you may want more mid-range. But 84 mid-range, in my experience with the build, it's been fine. I can still fade middies easily. Even with a 78 I got on my 6'5", I be fading middies pretty easily. So, yeah. But I don't really go crazy with middies. I don't really force middies. I be going for dunks, layups, threes. But if I have to do a midi, I will. And that's why I don't be going that crazy on middies. But if you want to, you can. This is just a template. So, yeah. Now, when it comes to the playmaking, this is actually what I did use my build specialization on, because when it comes to using build specialization, you gotta understand this. You gotta use the build specialization for your max bash +1, your max bash +2. Now, when you get that in mind, you're gonna be having 99 3-ball. What does that mean? You're gonna have every shooting badge legend. You're not gonna have anything to use your max bash +1, your max bash +2 from your build specialization. Once you get that done, you're not gonna be able to use that. Now, if you're playing a long game, when it comes to the cap breakers, then okay. But the first 5 cap breakers you need to be doing is going to be your 3-ball. It's that simple. Because you want to get that 99 as fast as possible. It's that simple. But yeah, that's going to be our shooting. Playmaking wise, you've already seen what everybody been doing. I just gave y'all a video going over the best dribble styles in the game. And you can get this with this. And I would say De'Aaron Fox is debatable, but you need 90. 90 is just not worth it, because you can see speed with ball is linked with speed. That costs extra attributes. Now, if you do want to go that higher speed ball, that may be the hole. But with everything that we're going to get, I think that's not a hole. And don't forget, you can put cap breakers into that. It's that simple if you want to. It's that simple. Now, when it comes to the ball handle, I do go 88. 88. Usually I go 87, but I did go 88 because I could. It's just the extra. Like I said, there's no hole. There's no hole on the build, literally. So 88 ball handle is what I ended up going. You're gonna go +4 on this for sure with a cap breaker. This is the next cap breaker. So you got 3 ball cap breaker, and you got ball handle cap breaker. If you don't know, this game has 28 cap breakers. Now, I've been saying this already in the other build videos. 16 of those are very realistic. You get 2 in the challenges. People already got the first 100 challenges done. So I'm gonna be real. You get the crew cap breakers. You get so many things. And then I'm hearing that the crews is seasonal. So you gonna get more seasonal cap breakers from the crew. I seen somebody already reach the max level on crew. So it's like, bro, my head's starting to hurt, bro. You gonna have a lot of cap breakers to work with on this game. So getting 4 cap breakers on ball handle and 5 on 3 ball, that is 9. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm gonna be honest, it's not gonna be much else you're gonna be raising for cap breakers. So it's gonna be fine regardless. Just stay tuned. Now, you think you may not have pass accuracy. I know a lot of people will be complaining about pass accuracy not important. We're gonna have pass accuracy on our build. We're gonna have 84. 84 is gonna allow you to have gold versatile visionary. Now, I do think the best pass style in the game for like the people that's not gonna go super high is Tyrese Maxey. You only need an 82 for that. But if you do want to get the LaMelo, you know, 84. That's all you need for that as well. And you do get gold dimer. And actually, that badge is actually pretty nice on this game where people will be able to shoot. Helping people shoot and stuff like that is nice. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Now, when it comes to finishing, you probably like, bro, we're not gonna have no finishing. We're already at 90 overall. There's no way you get anything else on this build. You're gonna go 87 layup. You probably like, you're not gonna get no dunk. Actually, you're gonna go 88 layup. Because if you go 88, you can raise this +5 with cap breaker if you want to. Like I said, only cap breakers that really you gotta do is the 3 ball and ball handle. Everything after this is just like, this is up to you at that point. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go 5 here, you can. And then driving dunk, you're going to have the ability to get the contact dunk. So we're going to go ahead and do the driving dunk. And we're going to go ahead and do the vertical to 75 so that you can be able to have posterizer silver and the contact dunk. So this build is able to get contact dunks and it's going to be able to have posterizer silver while having 99 3 ball, while having 88 layup, while having all that playmaking. Bro, the build is ridiculous. Then standing dunk. You can't get dunk packages, but just so that you can do standing dunk, I did max it out. When it comes to the defense, you are undersized. You're going to want to have interior defense as high as you possibly can. When it comes to perimeter defense, you are undersized. You're going to want to have this as high as you can. It's simple as that. I'm seeing people complain about the steal. So, me personally, coming into the game where the steal was like broken or not, I was going to just be trying to play passing lane. So, we're going to do that again. 73 steal. That's just what it is. Now, block. I think I just raised it at the end because like it is what it is. You're gonna probably want to jump at people a lot with these shorter builds, and I'm gonna be honest, I found that just playing hands up defense at all times is almost like the best way to get consistent contests, especially when you have that perimeter defense. But that really is more consistent on the taller builds anyway. But I played against some people that actually pretty solid at getting contests. So you see the physicals, you get 86 speed, you get 82 agility, you get 85 strength. Bro, you're going to be able to have gold and moving force. You're going to be able to have Hall of Fame strong handles. You're going to be able to have silver physical finisher. You're going to be able to have all this. All this on one build. You're going to have great defense. You're going to have great playmaking. You're going to have great... I don't even know how you can have any better shooting. You have 99-3. You have the ability to do layups. And by the way, yes, you have an 88 layup. You can do the stupidest, the dumbest floaters in the game. And with 88, another thing about that makes that special, you get float game gold. So, bro, the build is... This build is actually stupid. Like I said, I don't even know how I feel about small guards compared to big guards because I'm gonna be honest, them 6'8s, they got a lot of versatility in all the things they can do on offense and defense. But you're not finna move on a 6'8 the same way you can on a small guard. It's just, you just not. But you can move on a 6'8. I'm not saying you can't move on a 6'8, a 6'5, a 6'6. You can. You 100% can. But if you make a small guard, you can be really nasty on this game and still go crazy. Because you get certain dribble moves that you just cannot get on swings. So I don't know. I really don't know what I think is better. But yeah, this is the build. You see the build. Finishing crazy, shooting crazy, playmaking. I ain't gonna say crazy. It's very good. Defense, really good. And physical's really good. Not no rebound. It's 6'1". Why are you rebounding? Let's be for real. The build comes out as 72 shades of Jameer Nelson, Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley, two-way inside-out bully slasher. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to tell you. No big weaknesses. to report. All right, so this is gonna be probably a new little thing I do at the end of the build videos, because the cap breakers on this game are outrageous what you can do with them. Now, this build didn't really have crazy caps you could do with the drive and dunk, but if you could, you probably could just use 2 on them and get that drive and dunk max, to be real. But when it comes to this build, I already put 2 of my cap breakers on 3 ball, so I got 96.3. But you see it, we get some things pretty crazy on this build. So you may be like, man, I want more steel. +5, you get 78. +4, you go 4, bro. The cap breakers on this game are actually wild what you can do with them. If you feel like you need more agility, you can go there. If you feel like you need more vertical, I don't know why you would think you need more vertical. You don't even have no block rating for real. Maybe you want to put block rating on there with it. 1 cap breaker to give you 12 more attributes, by the way. You can do that. Maybe you want some rebound. I don't know why you would do that. I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, the cap breakers you gonna use is definitely gonna be 3 ball. You're gonna put 5 to 3 ball. The next one is gonna be 4 to ball handle, so you can get 92 ball handle, so you can unlock all those drill moves that you can get at 92. Simple as that. I honestly did think about going 89 first, but like I said, I did do the playmaking build specialization. But yeah, my other builds I did go shooting. This one I went playmaking. But yeah, to be real, this one don't have like the crazy it's drive and dunk one, because you only got 1 more. And layup, you got to go all 5 there. But after you do those first 9, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Whether you want to go more perimeter defense to get better contest, whether you want to go more layup, whether you want to go more pass accuracy, whether you want to go more speed of ball, you can do pretty much whatever you want. But if you do want to see the cap breaker screen for this build, here you go. Hopping into it. Young MM, and the number is completely up to you. You know what I go with every single time. If you don't know what MM means, you just never know. Simple as that. Now, when it comes to making this build, we'll be making a 6'3". Now, keep it in a whole stack, bro. Now, when it comes to making this build, you're gonna be 6'3". Like I was saying, when it comes to making these builds, small guards, 6'5". I would rather just make a 6'5" so you can get the extra height. But small guards are still very good. With them nerfing fading though, it's not as viable in my opinion, but I see people making it work. So, I mean, this game, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you good at, you're gonna be good at. And I think you can make it work with this. So you're gonna be 6'3", 220, 6'5". Now you could go lower in the weight, but with cap breakers, it's really not really a point of making it go lower. Like if you went lower, maybe you could get more this, that, and the third. But to be real, it's not really a point to make it any lower than what I'm showing you. So 6'3", 220, 6'5" on the wingspan. Now, when it comes to making this build, when you're making a guard build, a small guard, the main 2 things that you're focusing on is 3 ball and playmaking. So you're gonna go up on this. You're gonna be able to have 91 3 ball. You're gonna be able to get +5 on it. You see the cap, you get 96. You're gonna be able to have pretty much every badge Hall of Fame except for. Wait, do you what do you get? When do you get Hall of Fame? Okay, you do get Hall of Fame Limitless. So you don't get Hall of Fame Mini Marksman though. That's the only one you really don't get. You get that gold. Everything else you get Hall of Fame, to my knowledge. I think even, yeah, you get Shifty Shooter, Limitless, you get Set Shot Specialist. You may even, no, you don't get Set Shot Specialist Legend. And you get Deadeye, I believe, Hall of Fame as well. So, yeah. All in all, you're going to pretty much get every single badge Hall of Fame except for Mini Marksman. You got the Max Badge +1s, Max Badge +2s. You can do with that to be able to get it even higher. You can use your build specialization. At this point in the game, everybody should be able to have all these different things pretty easily and accessible. Now, when it comes to the free throw, I'm going to actually just put this to 91. I just tried to make this balance based off everything I did and then I put this up at the end. But for the most part, that's really the perfect shooting for making this build with everything else I'm gonna showcase on this build. Now, when it comes to the playmaking, these are gonna be cap breakers. First thing I'm actually gonna do is the speed of ball. I'm gonna put 86. If you want to actually raise this +5, you're gonna be able to get like that Darius Garland. You want to get that De'Aaron Fox, or even just want to get Hall of Fame Lightning Lunch. You can do that pretty easily and be able to have that max. But like I said, you can use your max badges and all that type of stuff, build specialization on playmaking. You can use it on shooting. It's up to you and what you want to do on that. Now, when it comes to the ball handle, I actually only put this to 87. Me personally, I only need to get to 92, but if you want to get it to Steve Francis to be able to have 95 and stuff like that, which I believe is in the game, you're going to want to probably put that to 90. So, yeah. My build don't have the capabilities of doing that. But everything else, you pretty much have the capability of getting that animation. Now, when it comes to the pass accuracy, you're going to go 84, 87, 86, cap breakers on, speed of ball, ball handle, 3 ball, very, very easily possible. I would probably keep my speed of ball the same, put my ball handle up, 3 ball up, and that's really the main ones I would do. If I can still do speed ball, I can. But there's gonna be some other things you may want to put on for cap breakers. So let's keep it moving. Now, when it comes to the defense, I don't really care that much about steal rating on this game. I still feel like I get steals regardless. So you're gonna have a 62 steal. You can raise this with cap breakers, and you can get this to an 85. I'm gonna showcase that later when we talk about the cap breakers though. So don't be too stressed over that, to be real. And then 72 per interior, because you're so undersized, you do want to be able to have like interior defense. That is just important to have. And then block rating, so that you can jump at people, get solid animations when they trying to shoot over you. You want to be able to chase down people. It's not gonna be as good because you don't have high flying and eye, but for the most part, you do want to have block rating on this game. It's just important no matter what height you kind of are, in my opinion. Then you have offensive rebound. I put this to 60 just to be able to have box out beast and rebound chaser. It's just nice to have. You don't need it. It's a small guard. You don't need it, but it's just nice to have. It's not expensive at all. It's extremely cheap. Then you're going to go 85 agility. You can raise this even more with cap breakers. That's another one. You can raise speed with cap breakers. You can raise speed with ball with cap breakers. I already talked about that. Strength, I'm going to just put this to 73. You can raise that with cap breakers, which we will showcase later on in this video. Vertical to go alongside all that, I'm going to actually go 80. Now, when I originally did test this for cap breakers, I want to say, not spoiler, but like, I don't know, a disclaimer. I tested it with 222 weight, but the issue was with that one, when you do make it with 222 weight in comparison to 220, you don't be able to have that 91 speed of ball. You only get to 90. But you do have 93 strength capabilities, and I was able to get that all the way. So maybe this won't allow you, but strength is not the end-all, be-all when it comes to making small guard builds. So I didn't think that was a big issue at all. So going alongside that, now you're a 97 overall, and all we got to left is talk about is finishing, because we already have 80 vertical, which is going to boost your ability to get passing lanes, which is going to boost your ability to get blocking animations, and it's going to get you better rebound animations. But you also have that speed and agility, which you probably do want to have a little bit higher, but you can raise that pretty easily with cap breakers. But end all be all, we're going to actually go 75 on the layup. I think having layup on a small guard build is pretty important, so if you do want to go up on that with cap breakers as well, you can do that. Then to go alongside that, we actually going to have an 88 driving dunk. All you're going to need is 2 cap breakers. You're going to be able to add that to 93 with that 80 vertical. You're going to have gold posterizer and the rest dunk package, which is arguably the best one in the game if LeBron wasn't in the game, but you don't get that on guards. So that's pretty much the build. We don't care about standing dunk on guard builds because you don't get no standing dunk packages. There's not really any dunk package that you need standing up, so it's not really nothing to really worry about if you are under 6'5". So that's pretty much the build. 6'3". Let's go ahead and look at what the name come out as. Similar to shades of Dame, Jamal Murray, Tyrese Maxey, who has been hooping crazy this year. Two-way 3-point slasher. You see the strengths, you see the weakness, you see the go-to badges, you see the top attributes. Let's go ahead and hop into the build. All right, so let's hop into the build. Literally from scratch. I just made it for the video purposes right here with y'all, so y'all can see exactly how you should make it. 6'3", 220 weight, 6'5" wingspan. Now you see the strength. You actually can still get the strength, but look at the steal. Like I said, you don't have to worry too much about that steal. Even if you want to have steal, you can easily get that up. 62 plus 6, 68 plus 5, 73 plus 4, 77 plus 4, 81 plus 4, 85. You get 85 if you want to raise that up all the way. You can just go 2. You can go all 5. It don't really matter what you want to do there. Another very important one that's very easy to get up, plus 2 on driving up, you get 93 driving up. But I do think the main 2 that you really want to worry about when you make these small guard builds, because the only reason I can understand that you would do this is speed of ball and ball handle. There's certain dribble styles that you cannot get on swings, and there's certain ball animations, dribble animations that you just cannot get on any other build but these small guards. So I will focus on, do I want to raise my speed of ball and raising that ball handle? That ball handle has to get raised. The only explanation for you even making a build like this is if you actually are going to be focusing on getting some of those higher echelon ball handle animations, whether it be the escape moves, whether it be the sizes, whether it be any other stuff that's not a dribble style. You probably going to want to have that ball handle up. So we probably going to go 5 on ball handle and then do 2 on 3 ball. And when you get 93 3 ball, you probably still going to be chilling if I was just I'm talking about if I did my cap breakers. But I would probably do my first 5 on ball handle, and I would be still trying to figure out, am I going to do speed ball? So I probably would do 5 on 3 ball. If I still can be able to get another 5 speed ball, you know what I'm saying? Then I would go speed ball, and then I'm chilling. And everything else after that is really up to me. If I want to do steal, if I want to do strength, if I want to do that 2 on driving dunk, I can do that. So yeah, all in all, build is very, very good with or without cap breakers. With cap breakers, it goes to a whole nother level in a lot of different ways when it comes to steals, the strength, the agility, the speed. If you want to raise that as well, you can raise. It's a lot of different things that you can do when it comes to this game. With cat burgers, one of the best things. And one thing I didn't even mention was the driving layup. Like I said, I just like having driving layup on my builds. So if you do want to have even more driving layup, you can go from 75 to an 85, where you're gonna lock a lot of layup animations. You can lock a lot of layup badges, and you're gonna just be that much better at making layups in NBA 2K26. Alright, so hopping into it, we're gonna create our own Young and Mim. It don't really matter hand and number, y'all know what we go with every single time. Alright, now when it comes to making this build, you're gonna make it at point guard. If you do want to make it at power forward, you can get a little bit more on it in terms of different things, but we're gonna make it at point guard, 6'5". We're gonna obviously go minimum wingspan because we said we're gonna get 99 3 ball on it, and then weight, I ended up going with 207. You can do higher, you can do lower. It's on you how you want to do that. If you go lower, you're really doing all your height, weight, wingspan based off the caps that you want to get on this build, whether it be a speed of ball, maybe it be a strength, maybe it be a speed, maybe it be agility. But this is like the perfect way to make it, in my opinion. Point guard, 6'5", 207, 6'5". Like I said, you can make it powerful where you like 6'5", 250, 6'5". But let's keep it moving. Now here, when it comes to making it, already said we're going to be going for 95 3 ball, or not 95, 99 3 ball. So we're going to have a 94 3 ball off the rip, plus 5 cat breakers. You're gonna be able to get that to 99 pretty easily. Now, alongside that, when you think about the other things like the build specialization, it just don't really make too much sense to put it on shooting, because you're gonna pretty much have every shooting badge legend, because you're gonna have 99 3 ball. So you need to be thinking about what else you want to use your build specialization. Now you may be like, we have minimum wingspan, you may not have enough defense. I'm gonna just go ahead and show you guys we're gonna have 92 perimeter defense on the build. Now, to go alongside that, you may be like interior defense. It may be a problem. We're going to have a 74 interior defense on the build. Now, all that being said, I'm going to just go ahead and finish off the defense. To go alongside that, we're going to have a 52, 54 combination on the rebound. The defense that you see on the screen, for the most part, is what it is. But a lot of this stuff can be raised with cat breakers, which we will show you guys when we get to that point. Now, when it comes to the playmaking, we're going to actually have an 86. This is not a new thing. This is a regular thing that a lot of people like doing on their builds. Now, I always go 85 ball handle minimum on a swing or guard build. Simple as that. Now, to go alongside that, I only have a 72 pass accuracy. You can get this up with cat breakers, but for the most part, this is the combination that I ended up going with. And I guess if you want to go alongside, I guess we can do the free throw later. And then to go alongside this, physicals, we're going to have an 80 agility, 86 speed. Then to go alongside that, you're going to have a 60 strength. And then to go alongside that, you're going to have a 80 vertical. Now, 80 vertical because we're going to have 93, or we're going to have the potential of getting 93 driving up. As you can see here, you can get 93 driving up max. You go plus 2 on it with a cat breaker, you're going to be able to pretty much get that to what you want to do. And then we're going to have a 40 standing up. Now, for the most part, this is what the build looks like top to bottom. You can change whatever you personally want, but I personally did go 99 free throw. But if you're not playing 5v5 game modes, you obviously don't need 99 free throw, so you can put this on other things. It is that simple. So that really is up to you how you want to do that. But for the most part, this is the build. Just in case y'all want to see what it does look like, if you can put up your perimeter defense more, you can put up your rebound more, you can put up a lot of your finishing, you can put up your passing more, you can put up your steal, your block more. You can put up a lot of different things, but I pretty much perfectly curated it so that if I did when I had 99 free throw, I can still have all this other stuff. But the build goes to different heights when it gets to the cat breakers. So we're going to get into the cat breakers. The build comes out as, when it comes to just this build, Jalen Suggs, Gilbert Arenas, Jamal Murray, two-way, three-point slasher. You see the strengths, you see the weaknesses, you see the badges, you see the top attributes. Let's go ahead and hop into the cat breakers. Alright, so when it comes to the cat breakers for the build, you already see what I started doing on my build. I went all the way on 3 ball already. And then the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to actually go driving dunk. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that have more cat breakers than me because they just play the more I don't know what I was going to say. They play the game more than me, so they're going to have a higher rep. They got a higher crew level. They may even be level 40 in Season 2. So there's a lot of different things that you can probably have right there. That's like probably 3 extra cat breakers. So you can already have this driving dunk and already be working on other things. But you can kind of already see the potential if you're looking very, very much around. When it comes to strength, if you want to get this to 85, that's why we did go 207 on the weight. You can get this to 85. If you want to raise your agility to get that to 90, you can do that. If you want to raise your vertical to get that up, you can do that. If you want to raise your speed, if you want to raise your steal, because maybe you want to get more steals. I feel like steal rate not that important on this game, but if you feel like it is, put that up. You can get this up pretty easily. This is 11, that's 60. But the main thing that I like about steal on this build, 62, 6, 68 plus 5, that's 73. That's gonna be right at that's probably the highest steal I really need, so I can be able to have silver interceptor. Don't really care too much about it going too much higher, but you can start trying to get that higher when you go to 78, and then you're talking about 82, and then you can get it to 86. So you can get 85 plus steal on this build to be able to get it to gold interceptor, gold glove, or no, silver glove if you want to. So that is an option to do as well. When it comes to the block, you can get it up plus 11 with 1. That's going to be a 55 plus 7 is going to be 60 plus. So you're going to be able to have a solid block with a solid vert. It's a lot of different things you can raise. You can raise your pass accuracy. You can get that up to an 82. You can raise your layup. You can get that to 80. It's a lot of different things that you can raise with cap breakers on this build. It really just comes down to how many cap breakers you're going to have. How realistic is it? But yeah, for the most part, that's the build. Top to bottom. This is a build that gets 99 3 ball and all these other things that we talk about when it comes to these cap breakers. You can even raise your ball handle. I didn't even mention that somehow. You can raise your rebound. I didn't even mention that. You can raise your interior defense with 1 and get that to an 80. So it's a lot of different things you can do on this build. It is a guard build. If you really want to be out here going crazy, this is going to be one of the best guard builds in the game, in my opinion, especially with the cap breakers. Alright, so when it comes to making this build, I'm not going to lie. I got to give y'all another 6'8". Because that one's going to be long wingspan. But this one, based on how this game is played, this is the most broken 6'8" in the game. This drink gets everything. It gets everything. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So, when it comes to making a build, hand and number is completely up to you. I'm going with the same thing every single time. When it comes to the position, you got to go 6'8" on it. Or, to get a 6'8", you got to go at least shooting guard. You cannot be a point guard. That's the only knock. Then when it comes to the wingspan, a lot of people like going 6'9" to get that 90. I'm going to go 6'8". 6'8", you get a 92 3 ball that allows you to be able to have dead-eye gold. Simple as that. Now, when it comes to the weight, we actually going to go 193 on the weight. We actually going to use our strength. But when we going this low on the weight, it's actually going to be allowing us to be able to have a lot of other things. Now, we actually could go lower on the weight. We don't actually need it to be 193. You go 193 if you want that potential, or you can even go higher, but 193 is like the lowest weight you can have, or highest weight you can have with the 80 speed ball. But I'm actually go minimum, because it doesn't really make no difference regardless. And then overall, let's get to the build. So first things first, let's get to the playmaking. Now, when it comes to making builds in this game, I don't even prioritize making builds for badges anymore. I prioritize making builds for animations, badges, and takeovers. So there's 2 takeovers that are extremely broken in this game. Blur, Deep Bomber. Those are the 2 best takeovers in the game for guards. So first things first, 80 speed ball. That's going to be very essential to be able to have Blur. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase that. Where's Blur at? Just for so people can see it. So you need an 85 ball handle and an 80 speed ball. We always go 85 ball handle on our swings. So we have that 85 ball handle, 80 speed ball. We can have Blur. Then the other one, Deep Bomber. We want to be able to have that. Now this is going to be more so of a grind one. So we're going to go 87 off the rip. We showcase you can get 92 on the build. We can go +5 with cap breakers on that. That's going to allow you to have a build specialization category. Because why? You're going to pretty much be able to have all the shooting badges in this game gold, except for limitless range and mini marksman because you're too tall. So you're going to have limitless range silver, but you're going to have dead-eye gold, set shot specialist gold, shifty shooter gold. I'm not a mid-range person, so if you really do want mid-range, you're going to have to make the other 6'8". I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to probably make 3 6'8s on the channel. I got the original 6'8 that has the ability to have Hall of Fame, set shot specialist, and all the shooting badge gold, except for limitless range like this one. And then you have the next one I'm going to show you guys, where it is a long wingspan, which I do actually think helps you on defense. So I do think that actually is important. And then you have this one, which is just getting everything. Everything. It does have mid-range to the level of those other 2, or to the level of that first one, but in terms of what people want to do in this game, 3 hunt, if you want to dunk in this game, you want to have the blur, you want to have the deep bomber, you want to have the agility, you want to have the speed, this build gonna have all that. So let's get to it. Now, driving up, 88. Now, I have tried it. I have tried to see if it's easy to get that 93 driving dunk very fast and very early. I've done a lot. Maybe there's a way, and I just haven't found it yet, and that could be the way that you can kind of improve this build later on. But as of right now, I have not found an easy way to get that 93 driving dunk like you can on 6'5". So that's the one thing I would say 6'5s have on the 6'8s, especially with the gold lightning launch, where you can get that to legend. Because legend compared to gold and Hall of Fame is actually a jump. Hall of Fame to gold is not that big of a jump. But with that being said, when it comes to being a 6'8", you can get that +2 in the tier 2 badges, where it's like way weaker badges than the tier 1s. So you can get like a posterizer +2 and a lightning lunge. So that's just kind of the difference of the two builds. Now, when it comes to the free throw, I actually have a lot of free throw in my build. You don't really have to do that. I'm gonna go 76 pass accuracy. That's really all you really need. That's the bare minimum I would probably go. And then when it comes to perimeter defense, I did go 92. That's just very important to have, so you can be able to have that challenger as high as possible. If you want to get that even higher, you can get that to 95. I probably won't do that though. Then when it comes to the interior defense, so that you can play hands up defense, I did go 74. Then when it comes to the physicals, you're gonna go 80. Then you can go max. Well, you're not gonna go max agility. I was going to have max agility, but since I did change the speed and agility, we didn't go max. Now, you see what we have on the build. For the most part, everything that you see is pretty much what we're gonna have. I'm gonna actually end up raising this up, but since I did go lower on the weight, I can't get that as high. So maybe I can try to go max here, and then go 70, and then go max here. So I can still have my max there, and then go 73 here, and then go free throw. So I still have a 93. So I still have my 70 rebound, but the other way I did it, I did have a 70 offensive and with like a 62 defensive, because you raise your defensive rebound because you're a perimeter defense regardless. But that's really just to be able to have box out beast and rebound chaser. It's not the most important thing, but you do have it. And then you have the speed of an 89 and the agility of an 89 with the 73 strength, so that you be able to have at least bronze move enforcer, gold strong handle. Then you have the 80 vertical to go alongside the 88 driving up, so that when you do get to a 93, you did have a gold posterizer. Then you can have the Russell Westbrook dunk package. So that's just what it is. Now, finishing wise, that's what it is. You're going to be trying to dunk. Not really trying to do layups. Just what it is. You're not going to have the biggest green window with that 70 layup or the 68 close shot. But the 3-ball, you're going to be going +5 here, which we're going to showcase real quick very soon here. But overall, the build gets pretty much everything you really want. You get the deep bomber, you get the shooting ability, you get the dunking ability, you get the blur, you get the... I think having a little bit more pass accuracy will be nice, which it could be another thing you can do for the cat breakers. And then defense and the physicals is almost as good as you possibly can have on a 6'8" build. Now, one thing I will say, originally when I did make it, the one thing I did change, now you could still go this by lowering your free throw, but I had a 55 block, but I also did have higher free throw. So it's really on you how you want to do it. I'd probably just go with the higher free throw, to be real. Maybe I gotta lower that. Okay, I had to lower that. So yeah, that's the build. Let's go ahead and get to the cat breakers and all that. I actually didn't make this version of the build yet because, like I said, just to make sure I got the best builds out for y'all boys, because I didn't even plan on making this until I would start looking around, or not looking around, just tinkering in the builder, and I found this. So yeah, two-way 3-point slasher. The build can do everything that you really want to do on 2K26. Let's go ahead and get to the cat breakers though. This is where it really does get crazy. Alright, when it comes to the cat breakers, like I said, this is the first time I'm gonna be able to look at it just like y'all. So, cat breakers, we have 3, but we only need 1 to really even check this. Like I said, when it comes to the driving dunk, like the 6'5", the 6'5", you can go 2 on it, and you will have your 93 driving dunk with the 80 vertical. You got gold posterizer off that alone. But for the 6'8", it's just a lot harder to have that. I don't even know if it's possible. It may be something that we find later, but you can't do it on this build. So you got to go +5 on. You have to use all 5 cat breakers to get that 93. 3-ball, we already knew that. You have to go all 5 cat breakers to be able to get that 92. Whichever one is more important to you, that's the one you should do first. I probably would do it, since you don't get that 2 on it for driving dunk, I'd probably do the 3-ball first, then do the driving dunk. That's going to be 10 cat breakers right there off the rip. Now, the other things that you can possibly do for the cat breakers, you got steel, where you can go 3. That's going to be 13 at that point. You get to 74, you'll be able to have that little silver interceptor badge. So if you feel like that's important, I don't really think it's that crazy of importance this year to have a crazy high steal rating for interceptor. As long as you time it right, you're gonna be within the lanes regardless, in my opinion. The thing about this game about steals, if you want to upgrade it to get on ball steals, it don't really work that well. So that's what I would say. Block, that's another one that you could probably do for cat breakers, because higher block rating is good. But I will say for these guard builds, it's not as important to have high block. As long as you have high vertical, you're gonna get really good block animations. But having a higher block rating does get call fouls less, and it does have more consistent block animations. So you guys go on this one, you get 12, so you up to like a 59. You go up 2 more, you get to a 69. So 4, you'll be able to have that high flying denier bronze, and that's gonna get you to a whole different tier and echelon of blocking ability. So if you want to do that, by all means do that. But you don't get a 74 block. If you had a 74, I think you could get paint patroller, so that is kind of tough. So maybe you do want to go a little higher on block. Go like a notch higher. When I originally made it, like I said, I had 55, and I can get the same pretty much cat breakers, I'm pretty sure. So maybe you do want to go take a notch off of that free throw to be able to have the ability to get to a 74 block if you do go +5 on block with the cat breakers. But the real one I would definitely do is probably pass accuracy. You go 4 cat breakers on it, you get to an 84. You now have gold. Versatile visionary. If you do go 8 all 5, you get that 86. That allows you to get certain pass styles, but mainly you get bailout. So that would be nice. So first 5 3 ball, but I'll probably use my build specialization on 3 or on shooting, because you pretty much gonna have gold and silver badges. That's gonna be easy max +1s and max +2s, but you can use that on. Then you have driving dunk. Probably do that next. That's gonna take the build to a whole nother level. Then after that, it's really up to you on how you will want to do it, whether it be the steal, whether it be the pass accuracy, whether it be the block. But for the most part, that's the build, man. That's the build. Y'all do want more videos like this, man. I'm gonna be real. This 6'8" is stupid. It does everything. It gets everything. It does everything. But yeah, that's the build. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. If y'all do want more videos like this, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Make sure to have notifications on to be the first to all the videos. But there's a new one. There's a new kid in town. Make sure to hype the video, man. I'm telling y'all, that does a lot. Somebody did that on the animation video. If y'all do that on all my videos, we can get something going. Now, I be seeing some people complaining about the members only. Bro, I have members. They have to have something personal. So I schedule all my videos. So while it's being scheduled and not set to release yet, I'm going to keep allowing members to see those videos first. If you don't care about seeing it first, do not be a member. If you want to see the videos first, become a member. It's that simple. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way, man. I do appreciate any and all support. You don't have to do anything, but as long as you here, I do appreciate it, man. Further ado though, man, it's your boy Fitz. I'm not even mad. Now I've been letting y'all off for a little while. 90%. Let me say it again. 90% of y'all aren't even subscribed. Now, I've been doing this for a little while now. Y'all, I know y'all mess with the content at this point. So subscribe. Subscribe. It's that simple. If you buying anything on Fortnite, Epic Games Store, use code YaboiFitz. I don't know why I ain't been had this, but yeah.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!